Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to assemble the trusses for the tiny house. In the last video, we got all of the parts completely cut. Now it's time to assemble them. What I think I'm going to do is set up right over here. We got some clear space here. They're not all that big. Yeah, I'm going to set up some horses here so I don't have to work on the ground. And I need to set up a jig that'll keep the bird's mouth at exactly the right distance apart. And what that'll look like, I think I'll just take a 2x4 by 10 and put it on the back of the sawhorse and just put some blocks right at 97 inches, and then we can put either piece on there and then have another sawhorse right here, and then we can clamp these points nice and flat, throw the screws in, get this on. Yeah, that's the plan. All right, I have to empty that off. The sawhorses have some stuff on them still. Not too much. And I'll be using one of these for the jig. All right, let's get this stuff stacked in there, get these sawhorses, and we'll get moving on this. Okay, so my board is 10 feet, and I need cleats at 97 inches, which is an inch over 8 feet. So I just measured in 11.5 inches, and now I can hook my tape on this and go right to 97 inches. Kind of hard to do with the, but it's going to be right about there. I'm going to put some screws in here part way, do that again and get it exactly on 97, shoot the screws in, and we should be good to go. Okay, I have my first set of rafters in place. Everything fits real nice. I had it upside down at first, and by upside down, I just mean that I want the 2 screws on top. I'll put both of those screws in and then flip this over and get the singles. Well, actually, I'll just do it from the underside, move the clamp and bend down and shoot that other screw in. Then we'll get the gusset filler in place. Oh no. Okay. I'm going to throw a little bit of glue on this. I don't know if it's going to help or not, but if it grabs quick enough, it may help when I'm doing all the flipping and stuff. I haven't used this before. This is Titebond 3. I've used regular Titebond and Titebond 2 forever, but first time using this. All right, I need to make sure that that point is exactly aligned, and I'm not really sure if I should use the really long screws, which I have in my hand, or the shorter ones. The longer ones are obviously gonna yank it together better. A little bit off right here. These are construction lumber, so things aren't always going to be perfect. Okay, everything is going as planned, but it's taking a lot longer than it should because I cut the angles on the collar ties and the gusset fillers wrong. The angle on the miter saw for the peak right here is 34 degrees. This is the complementary angle, which would be 56 degrees. So it's just a steeper angle. So what I did was just draw the angle onto those parts and had to recut them. But now with this steeper angle, I can fire these into place with my nail gun. So I'm nailing them into place, then throwing the screws in, and in this top part, then putting the gusset on. But on this is going to get glued and then just tacked in with the nailer. Then I'll throw screws in, flip it over, throw screws on the other side, flip it back, and then see if it's flush. It should be pretty flush because these are both 2x4 material or 2x6 material. So, well, it'll have a little imperfections. This gets another piece going across the top of it as well, and that gets a bunch of screws in it and some glue. So altogether, just this one part is taking, it's probably been close to an hour now, and at that rate, it's going to take the rest of the day to get these done. But the other ones, like I said, are much simpler. Well, actually, they would be done right now. It gets a gusset on the other side, but the gussets go really quick. These two end ones and the middle one take the longest. So with any luck, we'll get this done tonight, but if we don't, we'll finish it up early in the morning and we'll put it on the same video. Okay, get some glue on this and get this fastened in place. and then I have to cut that new angle on the piece that goes across, the lapping collar tie. I really have no name for it. It's just a second collar tie put right over the first. Okay, 1 down, 6 to go. Yeah, we'll probably get maybe 3 done tonight. The next ones are a lot simpler. This is the one that goes against the existing building. The flat side goes against the building, and then it's just held in there with a few screws. And then the next one is just the 2 rafters with 2 gussets, and it has the gusset filler in there, and that's it. There's 4 like that. Then there's the center one, which is kind of unique, and like I said, there's another one like that. It's already 3 o'clock, and the drop dead stop time is 5 o'clock, otherwise I won't be able to get a video out tomorrow. I do not have any videos in reserve, so we'll see how far we can get. I'm going to do the 4 intermediate ones now. That would be this one, and then 1 out of the A grade pile. But I'm not really sure that we're going to get them done tonight, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it all on the same video. I would really like to get it done tonight, but I don't think that's going to happen. All right, let's get this fastened up, and we'll see how long these take. I have stuff all ready for another one of these intermediate ones. I made 1 already, and when I was done, I measured mouth to mouth on the bird mouth, and it was exactly 97, which is really good. Then I went to go cut one of these gusset fillers, and I noticed that I'll run out of light. The sun is going down, and I was using this area right here because there's more light to cut them gusset fillers. So I got them all cut right away, and now I'm on to the next one. I'll show you the entire process on one of these intermediate ones. First thing I did was measure 9 5/16 down from the point, transferred the line to the inside, and then transferred it down. That will be the location of the gusset filler. Now, like the other ones, I just got to line up this top, which is easier said than done. Line this up, get a clamp on it, well, glue it, get a clamp on it, and then screw this together. Okay, it is the next day, and I got 3 more done. 2 left to go. I've been trying to hurry on this stuff as much as I can. Takes a good while to do this stuff, but I'm trying to hurry because I have 4 days, including today, before we have 3 days straight of rain, and they're calling for at least an inch per day. So I really want to get this roof on and get the water and ice on at a minimum before that happens. That'll keep it nice and dry inside. So 2 left. One of them is going to be identical to that first one we did. That's the outside end. And the other one is going to be the center, and that's going to have a narrower cross tie that's going to be bolted. These are the bolts right here. It's going to have a bolt on either end, really securing it from spreading apart. It's the only collar tie in the middle of the building, and I believe it's going to be plenty strong enough. These ones without a collar tie at all are insanely strong, really hard to spread apart. And then once this gets sheathing on, it's just going to be massively strong. So 2 left to do, and I have this one laid out already. That's for the collar tie, that's for the gusset filler, and I'm not 100% sure which one this is going to be. Once I get this top part screwed together, I'll make my decision. I've had a little bit of a problem with, I believe it was this one. One of the boards was a little bit over 5.5 inches, and the other one was 5 3/8. You get that once in a while with dimensional lumber. So that kind of threw everything off. The bird's mouth was a little bit, a little bit too narrow. So I spread that out on the jig here and got it as close as I could, but I marked it anyways because it's like a 1/16 of an inch off. So if I have an area that I need to pull together a little bit, I'll put that one in that area. Okay. Well, you've seen this before. I'll get back with you once I get this joint done, and we'll make a decision on which one this is going to be. All right. Now, I'm going to check the cheek-to-cheek width, and it is dead on at 97. So what I'm going to do is make the center one out of this, because this is exactly right in the width. I don't want to take the chance of the next one being a little bit off like this one was, because this center one holds the width of the building. So that'll get all this stuff put on it. All right. So to recap what I need to do on this, I got to put the gusset filler on, grind everything nice and flat, put a gusset on there, flip it over, do the same on the other side, and then we'll start putting, well, actually, I need to fix these. These skinny ones don't really matter. They're going to be shy of the end anyways, but this one needs to be cut pretty much exact, because that's going to be holding the width. Okay, let me get this stuff done, and I'll get back to you when we start cutting the collar ties. Okay, I got my gusset in, got the top of that sanded down, and I cut my collar tie to the correct angle and put it in place. This is where it's supposed to go, and this is where it's ending up, which is a little bit less than a 1/16 off. And let me show you something. The width on this board is 5 5/8, and on this one it is 5 9/16. The place that it's supposed to hit was calculated based on a 5.5 inch board. So it's not going to make any difference whatsoever if it's a shade off like that. This is just going to be holding the building from spreading apart. And in the finished building, this is going to be capped off with like oak or whatever. And if it's a hair higher or lower, makes no difference. Okay. I'm going to put some glue on this, and I think I can just assemble this right where it is. What I'll do is just get it right back in this position, make sure that they're both level, and then throw a couple nails in here, do the same on the other side, and then I have new pocket screws. I have them on both sides, one on each side. So I'll get all those in. Well, I'll get the ones on this side in, flip it over, and then I can get the ones on the other side in and get the other gusset in. Then I can put the first long one in there, flip it over again, and get the other one in there. Lots of flipping, but it's not too hard. All right, let me get some glue on this, and we're off to the races. All right, I'm going to use this Tight Bond 3 on this joint, but the pieces that go across, I'm going to use heavy duty construction adhesive. Hold this down and now I can show you a little better how this is going to go. So one of these goes on each side, and it'll be shy of the edge of the truss, just like this is. That's just so it doesn't get in the way. Everything from here up to here, this is where the roof is going, and this will be the ceiling drywall. The drywall is going to come up across here and then back down again. It's going to be a little difficult drywalling around this stuff, but it is what it is. So this will get cut off right here as well. So there'll be one of these on each side, and it's going to be glued the entire way on the rafters as well as the collar tie. And then this will get a pattern of screws going back and forth all the way across. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and we'll end up with a 3-inch thick by 3.5-inch collar tie. And when we're completely done with all the drywalling and stuff, I'll slide a U-shaped cap up and cover this, and it will be like a finished beam. Okay, so I just need to cut the correct angle on this, and then I'll put it back on here and figure out where I want the other cut, get that cut, and we'll put this side on and then flip it over and do the same to the other side. Oh, and I keep forgetting, we're going to have a bolt with a square washer through both sides. And again, it's going to be like a dress feature in the building, but it will keep the roof from splaying apart. I don't know if I have those over here or not. Yes, I do. These are the washers right here. That should be plenty. We have bigger ones down there, but it's not going to require that. So one of these on each side, and a lock washer and a nut, and this thing is going to be insanely strong. Kind of sucks when you have all of your stuff over in another building. I had to go get a bunch of stuff, but I think we're ready to go. I have my 4 square washers, the bolts, got the wrenches ready. I have both of these cut, and I have one of them marked for the bolt, and we'll put that one on second. We'll put one on this side, we'll get it all glued up, and then we'll go across and just nail it to get it in place, well, to hold it in place. Then flip it over, put glue on the other side, and then put this one on, and then we'll drill the holes. We'll nail that one in place as well, kind of right like that. Then we'll drill the hole through. Got my drill ready right there. Put the bolts in on both sides, get those snugged up. Then I can throw screws in on that side, flip it over, and throw screws on the other side. Yeah, this is going to be something. All right, let's get started. Okay, now for the final check to make sure that I didn't pull this out of spec somehow. And we are dead on at 97. All right. That is going to make sure that it stays at exactly 97. Wow. I was thinking it must be about noon because I'm getting hungry and it's 2 o'clock. Holy moly. I have one left to do, and that's going to wrap up the day. 2 days on these. It is just beautiful out there. I wish I could be putting these up today, but that's not going to happen. I'm going to finish this last truss. We got these 2 parts here, and these 2 rafters, and the last of the gussets, and the last of the gusset fillers. Then I got to get across there and do a little bit of sanding on the top plate where the OSB is a little bit too high, and I got to lay out where these trusses go. I want to hit the ground running tomorrow. Oh, and I'm going to drill these. We have an 8-inch bolt that's going through here at an angle, and it'll go almost through the 2 top plates. So I'm going to mark the distance down and then put a little angle plate on there so I get the angle correct. I have it figured out on the computer. So I think I'll try to get those done tonight as well. Get whatever I can done tonight, because I need to get these all up tomorrow. I need to go have just a little bit to eat, and we'll get back here and get this last one done. All right, I had a really quick lunch, and while I was eating lunch, I remembered how long it took to make this first one, and the one that I needed to build was basically the same one. So I didn't film any of that. I just got myself out here and got this done as quick as I could. It's already getting pretty darn late. Yeah, it's already 5 o'clock, which is an hour past normal quitting time. I have to get in and produce this video as well. This is tomorrow's video, so really have to rush on this. Okay, so this one right here goes on top of the wall. You can't see the side walls in this image, but there's side walls under these tie plates. So this goes over the end, and then I'll add these 2 studs here, these king studs, and then these 2 little cripples here. And then this gets skinned over, but I'm going to have to start with this one back here, the duplicate of that one. This one goes up against the wall, and then I'll work my way. I can go through that opening and then hand up another one. Well, I'll just walk right up the ladder and hook this in place, screw it at both ends, and then work my way down until I get to this one. This one will probably be a little bit harder. Yeah, I have them big 8-inch screws that go through here, and then I'll toe screw it once here, once there, and these get hurricane straps as well, but not until later. Yeah, this is going to be one cool little tiny house. So I have 3 more days before the rain comes, and I believe I mentioned it earlier. We have 3 days of rain in a row with about 1 inch of rain every day, and I don't want that thing filling up with water, and it will fill up with water, and then the water will eventually make its way down into the insulation, which isn't that big of a thing. It'll just dry right out, but I don't want that to happen. I don't want the whole inside to be wet and need to dry that out. Yeah, it's getting pretty late. Got to walk the dogs and produce this video. So if you want to see me putting these trusses up, which will be tomorrow, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.